Welcome to another Food, Wine, Pets Travel podcast, brought to you by the Truck Friendly program, with your hosts, Kay Brown and Brian Pickering.
We're currently at Hervey Bay. Now, if you can hear a little bit of traffic behind us, well, it's quiet right now while I mentioned that. We're right on the road, which is really the only place we can be at the moment, to talk with Jade Wellings, who's Councillor for Division 5 Fraser Coast Regional Council. G'day, Jade.
Hello, how are you?
Great. What a beautiful day you've put on for us.
It's amazing. It's beautiful here one day, perfect the next, as they say.
Almost perfect.
Almost.
There's a little hiccup that you would like to see changed. What is it?
In my role as a councillor, I'm advocating to get one of our council-owned caravan parks, at least one of them, dog-friendly, so that travellers can bring their lovely little pooches with them on holiday.
And some of them actually have cats as well. There's a lady with a cat and a dog that walk on harnesses in our caravan park. Yeah. So how is this going to happen, and can it happen?
Well, what we're doing at the moment, because we are looking at renovating all 4 of the caravan parks, there's some money aside in the budget for that, and they are a bit outdated as far as site sizes and things like that. We're putting out a survey to the community, not just our local community, but the broader travelling community, trying to get some feedback on, specifically on the plans for the 2 parks that we're working on first, which is Kyalba Caravan Park and Burrum Heads Caravan Park. And in that survey we've put some questions around caravan parks being dog friendly and which caravan parks the community would support, if any, or whether that's all, some or none. And council will take that information back and analyse it and then submit it to us councillors for hopefully for a decision in the near future.
Excellent. Well, for my money, I'd like to see Scarness actually become friendlier.
It's
only because it's closer at the moment.
I guess it's away from a lot of the kid activities, which is fantastic for families, young families travelling. I think it's great, all the setup here. But a lot of the older people, maybe not me, but older people who are not travelling with kids and perhaps want to travel with their pets, they would rather be staying somewhere that's dog friendly, close to the beach, but away from the kids' activities. So Scarness, definitely would be a good place.
So what's been the reasoning, I guess, behind Hervey Bay's council parks not being pet friendly in the past or right now?
It's actually a really good question, and one that I wish I had the answer to. I'm only new to this role, so I only came in this year, and it was one of the first things that I looked at and decided I should tackle, having been someone that travelled last year with my kids. Now, I don't travel with dogs myself, but I've seen firsthand just how many people do, and dogs really are part of the family and people want to take them. And from my point of view, we do want the tourists to come here and experience Hervey Bay, and if we don't have those facilities available on the beachfront, they will simply just drive north to where it is available, or south, because I can tell you either side of us, you can go to a place and you can take your dog beachfront to a caravan park.
So
we
they
need
go there
that
with their money.
They do. They take their money and they spend their money in other regions, and we do want them here for our local business and tourism.
Well, exactly, yeah. And the thing is that the grey nomads, let's call them, they're the ones that will travel pretty well all year round and all the time, whereas families are just a short period of time during school holidays and that kind of thing. So you're only talking about a 6, maybe 8 week period, and then a couple of weeks through the and that's it. So it's the older people travelling with pets who are going to be the ones that are continually...
The younger ones like us.
Well, younger, okay, yeah. Well, I keep saying older, but, we're trying to define here,
No, but more people of all ages are deciding, hey, if we don't have to be locked down, then we won't be. And speaking of lockdown, so many more people have bought a pet or rescued a pet, from a shelter. So where are they going to go?
Exactly. And actually, even speaking of age, even though I acknowledge it's probably largely the grey nomads that are travelling with pets, some very good friends of mine left maybe 3-4 months ago on a 6 to 12 month stint. They've got a 3 or 4 year old son and also 2 dogs. And the dogs have gone with them as well. They couldn't find anywhere to put their dog. They didn't have a friend that would take care of their dog, and obviously giving up their dogs were not an option to them because they're family. So as much as they would have preferred to have had the dog cared for, or the 2 dogs cared for and go, they decided the best option for them was to take the dogs. So I suppose they're experiencing all sorts of dramas wherever they go, trying to make sure that they can keep their whole family together.
I haven't noticed too many doggy-doos where they shouldn't be walking around, but I do know that some people get nervous about people in caravan parks washing their dog beds or blankets in the caravan park washing machines. Hervey Bay is actually ahead of many council areas in that there is a laundromat here that apparently does allow pet blankets to be washed in it. They have a dedicated machine.
That's great. So you know a little bit more than I do, and that must be because you're a dog owner travelling with a dog.
Well, she's also a great researcher, believe me. Believe me.
Oh, she's a person magnet. We can't go anywhere without our little toy poodle and people come up. And,
you know, those things do need to be managed. So when you do have a caravan park that's dog friendly, absolutely you don't want people washing their dog beds in the machines. We do have to make sure that we've got the rules in place and the management have the experience to enforce those rules and follow up on them and make sure that those staying with their dogs do really understand what their boundaries are.
Well, look, even people who are long-term travellers with pets think, oh, my dog's all right, you know, it'll be okay, and, he won't go anywhere. They really do need to abide by the rules, which is why councils often will put things in, say, well, dog owners, they're absolutely useless, you know. Some councils, not yours, of course.
If a positive result does come about, how quickly could these caravan parks be turned into pet-friendly parks?
Well, really, my thoughts on it would be that it wouldn't be a really large process. Obviously, there's a number of things that they would have to do, but my gut feel on it is if it was successful and they said, yes, we're going to make this one or maybe this one and this one dog friendly, they're probably likely to do it to coincide with the upgrades to the parks. So when they redo the caravan parks, they're redoing the layout, the site sizes. This survey also actually asks about people's feelings on things like cabins and eco tents and things like that as well. So it's possible that some of our caravan parks may have that, and it's also possible that the results may come back and support caravan park being dog friendly, but only in a particular part of the caravan park as well. So I imagine that they would be looking at doing it in time with upgrading the park, and all the parks should be upgraded over the next few years. We've got it in the 10-year budget, probably in the next 5 years. Things obviously subject to change, but that's how it's looking at the moment.
Well, things have changed with caravans, haven't they? We've had the little 12 or 16 foot Viscount, and now we've got 20, 30 foot huge vans.
Fifth wheelers and things like that. Yeah. But we've got a little annex for our second office, and we also have a porch and a little fence, tiny fence. And a lot of people are travelling with a little fence so that their pet doesn't actually have to be on a tether, but it's still contained, it's still safe, and it actually stops other dogs coming in too.
Yeah, well that's good, and I think most people that do travel with their pets are quite courteous to other people, and they think about those things. I don't think that they take it for granted that they get to take their pets with them. So.
Now, on your page, you've got Jade Wellings, politician. It says that's not your personal page. That's your
that's my web page.
Your web page, and there's a link on there to the council's survey.
Yes.
So we'll put that up on our website. And do you know it off the top of your head?
I don't know it off the top of my head, but I do know if anyone does get stuck, you can Google Fraser Coast Regional Council Engagement Hub Caravan Park, and you will find it quite easy that way too. Yeah.
Well, that sounds great, and we'll certainly tell people about it, and I'll mention it in your wonderful library. I joined the library, and it's fantastic actually. It's the best library I've joined. I've joined the Cairns one and Toowoomba's. It's really good, and the people in there are very helpful. So I don't know, is there a big sign in there about this survey or anything? I just wonder how to get the word out.
Yeah, no, I don't believe there is. I think the survey has been sent to the database of guests that stay in the caravan parks. I'm conscious, of course, that those people tend to not travel with pets. So it's important to me to use probably social media as the biggest reach. If people can share the post as many times as possible, and encourage people not just to share the post and to comment on Facebook, but also to actually make sure they click through on the link and do the survey, because the council staff that are collating this information and bringing the report back to us are not looking at the Facebook comments. They're only looking at the official results of the survey. So it's important to do that also.
Yeah. That's actually a very, very good point. We're members of various groups, Camping, Travelling with Pets Australia, etc., and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we'll definitely do that, and that's a very good point. Don't just comment here, because there's lots of comments on your own page there I saw, which is fine, but I wonder how many of those people actually went off and did the survey.
Exactly, and that's often the problem, is that it's okay to do comment on Facebook. I think it's still good to have a say and be heard on social media, but also do that survey.
Okay. Well, thank you so very much for taking time to talk with us, and we'll catch up with you again to get an update once the survey is done.
Looking forward to it. Thank you so much, you guys.
And that was Jade Wellings, Councillor for Division 5, Fraser Coast Regional Council. Now, that was all for Hervey Bay, but I'm sure there's lots of other areas around the country that perhaps could do with some pet-friendly caravan parks. So if you know of any of those parks, just let us know.
Until next time, I'm Kay Brown, he's Brian Pickering, and we'll see you soon.
You want more podcasts like this? Just go to foodwinepetstravel.com.